Hey, how you doing today, brother?
What's up, bro?
All right, man. We just did a nice little session. You did some poems for us. Let the people know, man, who you are, man. How we met.
Uh, my name Tacuma. But he met me at work doing security. But I'm originally from Missouri. Been out here in the A about a year and a half.
Okay.
Been out in the world about a year and a half.
Okay. So you say you've been free?
Yeah.
From where?
From penitentiary, Missouri State
A
Penitentiary.
year and a half.
I've been out a year and a half.
Okay.
Right. I ended up going to prison when I got arrested on my 17th birthday, August 1996. I got out May 24th, 2022. Prison was a good thing for me. The best thing ever happened to me.
Hold on. So, just for the people that's watching this,
yeah.
This man just said prison was a good thing for him. How?
A couple of reasons. Number one, it kept me alive. Number one, and the way I was going, somebody was going to have to kill me. I mean, at some point, because I thought it was the 90s. You from the 90s, you know what I mean?
Indeed so.
And the way we came up, man, they say outside today, but we was really out there. And I was all into it. So somebody was going to have to kill me. Anybody could get it. And it kept me alive first and foremost. But more than anything, time provided me an opportunity to, number one, discover who I am, right? Because I'm running around here. My mom and them ain't raised me like that. Me living the way I was out there living. And I hadn't even been paying them no attention. Now they give me a life sentence and send me to a death row facility that's all white, overtly racist. And I looked at the numbers, bro. They killed 30. They had 30 executions. I saw 3 people go home, bro, in 5 years. So just immediately, you know how when you in that box and you know what it is for real, all that gang stuff went out the window, and I had picked up books anyway, but I was reading to entertain. I wasn't reading to educate. And I had a situation where a CO called me ignorant.
Right.
And I responded in a very ignorant manner. And I did it. I couldn't sleep, right? Because the shit I said to him only affirmed his perception of me before I even opened my mouth. So from that point on, I vowed to myself, none of these COs ever be called me ignorant again, able to call me ignorant again, and it be true in my mind, right?
Right.
So I began to study and learn about our people, right? But I just wanted to know about that. I didn't want to change. I had no idea that I was going to change.
Right.
But I put my head down in them books, and when I looked up, the whole world looked different. And after the whole world looked different, then I became conscious about the changes I was making, because now I'm understanding. Remember, I said it provided me the opportunity to get to know who I am. I didn't know who I was. And it's evident, what I found was this, bro. When we in the streets, we run around here and we do a lot. It look like we confident. It look like we assure ourselves. But really, we have a self-esteem issue, right? Because this is the reality of it. We got one life, right? One. And we gonna risk it every day. Risk death every day. Chasing some crumbs. That's what you chase. Crumbs, you got an idea. We get in the street idea. We gonna get these millions, right? How many dudes you know in the street got it? They get that time way before they get the millions, right? Yeah. Way before they get the millions, right? But this is the thing. Why you think that's the only way you can get the millions?
Hey, so you said something earlier. You said once you became conscious. I want you to touch bases on the benefits of being conscious.
Oh, man.
The benefits of being conscious.
This is the thing about it, and this is for everybody. We as parents and as black people in America, we know what it is. We understand, even though we don't want to always acknowledge it, but the system responds to us differently than it does everybody else, right?
Right.
Like I know. When you go to the penitentiary, you in that box, that veil of any semblance of equality is gone, right? So you ain't got to try to act like it no more, right? 13th Amendment says neither slavery nor voluntary servitude except as punishment for a crime, whoever the party shall have been duly convicted. So that's what the Constitution said. and you experiencing that reality on a day-to-day basis, right?
Right.
So you already got it, but you don't understand because you unconscious. Even though you understand what's going on, you don't understand how to deal with it, how to respond to it, right? The benefit of being conscious is this. Number one, before we willingly engage in any behavior, we must first identify ourselves with that behavior.
Right.
And it's evident when our mamas them raised us, they ain't see us as no little thug. Oh, I got my little thug here, right? I've been waiting on this little thug nigga for forever. I got him here now, right?
Right.
They hoping for a doctor, a lawyer, somebody to make the family proud, right?
Right.
So how did it go from that to you being a thug and celebrating it, rejecting what the family is? This is what the benefit of being conscious is. It gives you that understanding that, number one, you have an obligation. Our community, it's a miracle that we even heard. When you get that awareness of who we were, what happened to us, and how we got to where we are now. You know what? I equate it to this. And I guarantee that you're gonna feel it. And I know you ain't shared this part with me. When I began to become aware of what happened to us, what we went through that got us to this position, right? It was like, imagine everybody you have the most affinity for in your life, your big mama, your grandfather, your baby, or whoever. The people that when you think of, it touches you, right? You get emotional maybe because they not here, right? Imagine you had all these people together. And maybe you see walk in, they down, they kneeling or something, maybe in prayer. They see you because you here now, right? And they smile at you. And imagine you just pissed in their face. That's what being conscious was like. It was like, whoa. And you pissed in their face because this cracker told you to. Come on, man. That's what being conscious was for me. It was how can you not change? Because this is the thing about it. When we in them streets, we think we standing on something. We saying we ain't gotta abide by the law like everybody else. We exceptional, right?
Right.
But we ain't being exceptions. We saying gangsters do what they want to do, suckers do what they can. How you not a sucker when what you doing, what you think you doing is all part of another man's plan? Fuck, who the sucker? Who the sucker? You is. You the sucker.
That's a great point. You also said something about doing time. So, everybody that's watching, everybody knows that, my podcast is based on no extra time.
Of course.
And the reason why it's no extra time is not because, hey, I just did 25 years, I don't want to do it anymore. That may be for you or the next person. But we know that if you have given your time to something and you didn't receive anything back from it, why would you continue to keep putting time and energy into something that's not reciprocating it back?
Absolutely.
So we move on to our next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the next for you? What was it a time period when you said to yourself, hey, I can no longer be what the streets think I should be. I'm going to be what I know I should be.
Like I say, bro, I had an incident that really even made me aware that something was happening, right? I'm a GD. I'm still in the game, right? I'm second C. I'm second in command on the yard, right? And CO come shake my cell down, but I'm studying. I got Malcolm. Got these pamphlets on Malcolm. I'm all into him, right? This is really my introduction to him, right? And the CO come in, he take it, write me up, right? Contraband, right? Because you know how they respond to that stuff, right? So I'm like, damn. And it took me, he tear the cell up. He also took my last package of GD literature, the creed codes, and all that, right? So, and it took me, I'm so hot that he stopped me from finish reading that damn pamphlet. It took me like 4 hours to even realize that shit was even gone, right? And this was like the Quran to the most devout Muslim, as if the police just came and took it from you, right? Previously, that's what it had been. And I didn't give a fuck, it was gone, right? And then it done on me, damn. Now that shit don't even matter no more. So being real with myself, next day I went and told bro, hey man, take me all camp. And Coconut was talking about, man, what you can't do, and that whole conversation changed. I do what I want. I can't pray by myself, bro. What you talking about what I can't do? I got life sentence, right? So, and face the ostracism. Oh, he changed. But they couldn't get me with that, right? Because GD mean growth and development. And I was like, okay, how anything grow or develop without a change taking place? I'll wait, right? And one of the things in our creed was we going to become a reckoning power of people beyond boundaries and without measures, right? How we going to do that? We don't deal with this system. What you talking about? Can't even get our leader out. So I wasn't necessarily willing to ignore those contradictions because I think I'm somebody. When I was out here in these streets, right? So it was like anybody can get it. So now when I become aware that one, I was the lame, doing what my enemy want me to do, he ain't give me an award for it. He gave me a life sentence for it, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? And now I'm stuck, right? So it's like, okay, I may have misspoke. I ain't do time. I use time. I definitely ain't do time.
Say that again for whoever watching. You didn't what?
I didn't do time. I used time.
Use it.
I used it.
And what did you use it for?
I used it first to discover who I was, what I'm good, who I am, what genuinely interests me, what I'm good at, right? And I feel like I left prison with understanding why I was put on this earth in specific. Everything that I went through, it was never going to be avoided. I was born to share the message I'm sharing today, because this is the reality of it. As a community, this is the facts. January the 1st, 1865, when that so-called freedom came, the 13th Amendment came with it. The 14th Amendment came with it, right? The 15th Amendment came with it. That shit followed, right? This is what they said, though. Now you are a citizen. First, you free. Slavery is abolished, except as punishment for a crime. Now you are a citizen. And we got to give you the same rights as all other citizens. That's what those amendments said, right? That's what it said on paper. In practice was black codes. In practice was convict lease. In practice was peonage laws. It's illegal for you not to have a job. Now you go to jail, and now you right back here on the plantation working for the same motherfucker, right? So we got to understand, when they said go, the joints came with it, right?
Right.
Because prior to January 1st, 1865, the law was whatever your particular master said it was. What? There was no law. The only law in reality was slaves you going to obey. It began to be codified with those amendments. Now it's codified under the Constitution and the law of the U.S. state, right? Okay. A free people who have been kidnapped, not freely migrated. A free people should have been asked or would have been asked, now that you're free, what do you want to do with that freedom? Do you want to go back to your continent? Do you want to integrate into this society?
Right.
Do you want to go wet? You want to go with the indigenous? Do you want to go to millions of acres of open land in the West? Do you want that? They ain't asked us none of that shit. They imposed these things on us, right? Freed us with nothing. So when they freed us, we were free to starve. You ain't got no land. You can't go nowhere else. Really, the land is concentrated, right?
Right.
And then you go nowhere else, right? Where you gonna stay tonight? Tonight. Not just tomorrow. I'm talking about tonight. Nigga, where you going? Right? Where you going? The white man next door ain't gonna say, Master John ain't gonna let you stay on this land. All you niggas gotta go.
Unless you gonna rent.
Where you gonna rent? Exactly. You ain't got no money. You gonna rent? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. You ain't got nothing but your labor. That's what you do have.
Exactly.
And the smart thing, that's what they told me. Hey, yeah, nigga, you free to starve. I tell you what, because they understand. Hey, we still got this land. We ain't got nobody work this motherfucker, right? Check this out. How about this? They break it down to them, let them know, yeah, you can leave, but you ain't got nowhere to go. You can't, where you gonna eat? Where you gonna hunt? You ain't got no, what you gonna hunt with? You ain't got no weapons.
You don't have no,
you ain't got shit. No tools. You ain't got no tools. You can't go, even if like, you had some land, you ain't got no axes or nothing. Go cut down no tree. And them rags is mine, nigga. Fuck you talking about, right? You either made it with my shit, I gave it to you. You ain't had it, I own everything, right? So this the position we find ourselves in immediately. And everything that followed showed it wasn't never freedom, it was a setup. Okay, today, the penitentiary is something that is devastating our communities, right? It's one of the things, major tools they use to destabilize the family structure, right? And it's on repeat right now. 650,000 prisoners get out annually. 33% get locked up within the first 6 months. 44% within the first year. 67.5% within the first 3 years. That's what it was my whole bit. It's like that your whole bit.
Yeah.
That's what we face, right? Okay. But this is the thing about it. Brothers doing all this time. Few things gotta be stated. Abraham Maslow, some people may be familiar with. In his hierarchy of needs says, before a human being can focus on higher levels of growth and attainment, they must first have their base needs met, right? A lot of brothers end up in the joint doing what? Trying to fulfill those base needs.
Yeah.
Food, clothes, shelter, trying to make sure they got shit, right?
Right.
Soon as they get locked up, soon as they get up without ever picking up a book, without doing anything, reality hit them in the head. Regardless if you making the decisions that lead to you being there, such a traumatic experience of 1 minute you free and the next, wow. You know, you
isolated.
When you in isolation in a room by yourself, don't nobody know where you at.
You might be in a room with somebody and you look up and you might got 5 years and he said, man, yeah, I got 100.
I got 105, right? And just every, man, the psycho.
Yeah.
We talk about trauma. Yeah, it may be the decision making may have been self-induced that led to that. That's a trauma, bro. Motherfuckers can't go sit in their bathroom with their phone for too long.
Hold on, without their phone.
Without their phone, but without their phone, they gonna lose their mind.
Hey, look, you take the phone away from 2 hours, they're like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? What to do. So imagine you put somebody in a cell without one. What you think they're gonna do then?
They lose their mind. They could, and a lot of them do. This is the thing. Okay, so if you gotta have your base needs met really in order to focus on high levels of growth and attainment, that's what they say. One of the laws of success is, or one of the facts is, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
Can't get around. How do you utilize your 24 hours in that day is often the primary difference between success and failure, right? They say if you study any subject, Earl Nightingale, one of the fathers of personal development, he always advocated you study any subject for an hour a day. You can become an expert in any field, right? Any field, right? That's what they say because you put in that hour of study. Most people ain't studying nowhere. They sit in front of the TV, right? And because most people aren't doing it, and you have an opportunity to surpass. That's why they say, brother, I had a brother send me a video of this comedian. And he was on there saying, stop letting these penitentiary niggas outdo you, right?
Yeah.
Niggas did all that time in the penitentiary. And then they get out and they shining on you, ain't did nothing. You never went nowhere, right? He said, and he was saluting me for the progress I've made since I've been out, right? And I'm thinking, thanks, bro, I appreciate it, but I ain't done shit, right? Number one. Number two, I will hope with all that studying I did in there, I can see it translating to my life, right?
let me, don't lose that thought, but I want to bring this to your attention. People not seeing people not seeing the things in other people that they see in you when they first come home. Because I got the same reaction. People like, man, I'm proud of you. I'm like, man, I've been home like, 4 or 5 months. I didn't do anything yet. What did I do? But it hit me some years later. I only been on 3 years. But it hit me some years later when I'm noticing that what they're seeing is people come out and they going right back within a 6-month time or less than that. Or they ain't even going back, but they can see that, okay, he's looking good. That way. Right. He's looking good, but now, okay, now he's going down. He's going down. He's not dressing well. He's not taking care of his health. Okay, he's back in the streets. Now, it's only but so long before he headed back into prison.
Right.
So when people see when you home and you're still here and you're not going down, you may be saying yourself, I'm not going up, but they see that you're not going down. So to them, it's going up for you. And a lot of times we don't, because I'm not, like, when I look at myself, I'm not where I want to be at. But then I have to give myself a little credit saying, hey, these people been out here longer than I have been, and they haven't even took one step into, wanting to try to achieve just an idea that they have in their head. At least I took the idea out of my head and then it's tangible. You can see it. Right. And then other people that's looking at you and I can see it.
Right.
So that's where, this is what people are seeing when they see you. They say, hey, the ideas he had in here, I can see them out here.
Right, but see, this is the thing for me, right? Prison provided that opportunity, right? Because think about it. They say one of the things most people don't want to do is think. You have to in prison. You're in isolation. Off the time, you know what I mean? Years I spent in the hole by myself, and you left with nothing but your mind and think, right? And you got to stretch. And what I learned early on was this. All this shit mental. If you ain't worried about nobody doing nothing to you physically, that's all it is. It's a mental challenge, right? Don't break. Don't do X, Y, and Z, right? Don't become like this. And that's how I was looking at it. This brother is an example of what not to become. That brother is an example of what not to become. But what I knew I had to do was this. I'm going to tell you how I discovered it. At first, bro, I couldn't stay out the hole. What he say?
Me too.
I couldn't stay out the hole.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I couldn't stay out the hole, right? And I found myself letting the little shit slide. And I'm watching dudes, in my opinion, I'm young time. I'm seeing dudes on death row letting these people come get them and kill them. I'm trying to live.
Letting them come.
Listen, Missouri different in that. They letting them come get them and kill them, bro. And Missouri is different from any other state in this, bro. It's the only place in the world where death row inmates are allowed in general population. They running around, bro. They your cells.
Yeah. So they not isolated. Not in their own cells.
I had 4 death row cellies. All of them been executed.
So that means to me, you were housed in a cell block.
I had 4 death row cellies. All of them been executed.
Damn.
My last
That's
celly.
not it. I haven't
last celly I had.
I've been on the compound with they existing up there. Right, they had their own building.
Nah. Not
in my building. That's what I'm saying.
I think they won a lawsuit or something. But in Missouri, death row in general population, your celly. I had 4 of them. My last celly got executed. Her Ringo got executed in I think 11.
That's a different. That was the last celly I had.
But I was gone. I only had 2 cellies be executed while I was there. But yeah,
so let me ask you this question. All right, so we been to prison. We learned some things about ourselves. We learned some things about history. You're home. Of course, you see changes. You see changes in people, places, things. You leave Missouri. You come to Atlanta. Now, I'm gonna give you not a long story, but I was in a car, and when I first came on, I just like Uber. I just like the fact that I can hit somebody up. They'll come pick me up and take me anywhere. So I was doing Uber for like a good 6 months. So I get in the Uber car, and I start engaging and having conversations with the people. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to introduce them to no extra time or what have you. So this one lady said, hey, have you ever did any time? I'm like, yeah, well, you got the same demeanor as my brother. I said, how so? So she explained. I said, where's he at? She's like, well, he's in Atlanta somewhere. I said, do they use JPay? She was like, yeah. I said, what's the state number? I logged onto state number on JPay on my phone, and I started communicating with him and started communicating with her. So my question is this. What do you have for family members, friends and family members, who have a person that's incarcerated? Now listen, they have a person that's incarcerated and about to come home or got some time. What would you say to them that will help them to prepare that individual coming home?
First and foremost, I got a program called The Gap that's going to be launching in January that deals with this specific need. As you know, we've just talked about this. But in the whole premise of The Gap is based on this. The first thing, the absolute first thing you must do is hold them accountable. And let me show you what that accountability looks like. I know they gone. I know that hole in the family is there. I know it hurts. It hurts you. It hurts them. And I know you want to be there for them. And I want you to be there for them. I wouldn't have made it and as well as I did without my family and my supporters. Right? You must be clear though. They been gone, man. They been left the family. They left the family. They started leaving when they started putting the gang over Big Mama. When they started putting them hoes over what you was telling them to do. They was putting their partners over what you was telling them to do. This is the reality of it. It's shocking to get snatched away from all of that. But you know, like I know, them hoes gone. Them partners gone now. You the only motherfucker there. You.
Only you.
Only you. You the only motherfucker there. Now, you got an opportunity to, this is what I believe should be the first conversation when they get caught up. Damn. I hate that. I've been trying to stop that. That's what my biggest fear has come true now, right? This is why I've been on you, bro. This is what I've been trying to keep you away from. Yeah, I know, mama. Hey, now I'm scared, mama, and I don't know what they gonna do. Go check in. I told you weren't ready for that shit. Take your little punk ass to PC, right? Because they gonna keep them safe. Don't let them tell you, I gotta pay these dudes, right? Go to PC. You ain't gotta pay them over there.
It's a place for you.
It's a place for you. Go to PC. Go to PC. I told you, little punk ass, you ain't want to be in there. Now maybe you won't put yourself back in that position, right? Now, you ask, how do we help? Prepare. It's impossible to become tomorrow what you're not becoming today. Right? You're not preparing to even get there to tomorrow, right? And who you are today gonna be who you are tomorrow, particularly if you ain't doing no work to become something anew, right? Okay. The brothers need to become something anew. Obviously, they seeing themselves in a particular light because they reaching, but so much, right?
Right.
This is what this day. You seeing something in him. Man, he's so smart. He's so talented. He's so, creative, right? He ain't seeing it because he ain't using it, right? Obviously. And that's part of the reason why you still support him. It ain't just because you love him. It's because you still see that in them. And you want them to see it for themselves.
Right.
So you can't let them keep doing it his way. His way got him in the joint.
Yeah, his way
don't work no more. The way he wants you to, it never did.
It never did.
It never did. And the way he wants you to support him ain't gonna work. He don't want you to hold him accountable. He don't want you to say, I told you them hoes was gonna be gone. I told you them niggas was gonna be gone. You talking about some money? Why you ain't called Bob on them? You ain't called, they ain't answering your phone, huh? Why you ain't called Tiffany now? Oh, they ain't there. Why you calling me? Because I've been trying to tell you, you wasn't listening, but now you want my money, huh? Right? But I got some bills to pay, and they gonna make demands like you owe them. And what you owe them is to hold them accountable. But you also got to hold yourself accountable.
But you owe them.
To hold them, and you owe yourself, you got to hold yourself accountable because this is the reality of it. Your support hasn't changed despite you're not condoning the behavior. You take the familial bond out of it. You don't even fuck with people who do that. You don't even deal with people who break it in house. You don't even deal with people who robbing people, who out here killing people and all that. You take your family out of it, you wouldn't even fuck with them. And if the truth be told, if we honest, yeah, if we would,
you wouldn't even
deal with them. But this, and you continue to do so because they family, but they ain't acting like the family. They reject everything the family been telling them.
They done detached
themselves from the family and join the game. Or join this bullshit or whatever it is. It ain't family. And this is the danger of it, right? You go into an environment where you have to change. I read once, it said we are a composite of the 5 people we spend the most time with, right? Mm-hmm. And when I read it, I got a child molester in the cell with me, right? I'm looking at this myself, oh, hell no. First thing I did was put his ass out. Get the fuck up out here, right? You gotta go. I ain't finna do that, right? And I found me a brother that I knew was conscious, that was studying, and moved him in the cell with me, right? And then what I did was change the whole way I looked at books.
Oh, so hold on. So what you're saying is you structure your surrounding,
absolutely,
the people around you to fit what you either wanted to become or what you were.
Absolutely. I did this. If you the smartest man in the room, you need to get in another room. If you always the smartest man in the room, you need to broaden the rooms that you enter, right?
Right.
Because how you gonna pick up, right? It's like steel start sharp and steel and men sharp and men, right? We nurture that intelligence, right? And I changed how I looked at books. I didn't look at it like me reading. I'm gonna go spend my time with Napoleon Hill today. I'm gonna go spend my time with Jack Canfield today.
Going to school.
I'm gonna go spend my time with Malcolm today. I'm gonna spend my time with Dr. Amos Wilson today. Dr. John Henry Clark today. Because I don't want to spend my time with the murderer next door to. What he gonna teach? You know the conversation that brothers spend so much time in, right? I wanted to put myself in a position to grow. So the first thing is to hold them accountable, but you gotta hold yourself accountable. Because your support should have changed long ago. And this is how you know it. You knew he was selling dope when he helped you pay some bills. You know he ain't got no job, right? Circumstances force you to or allows you to justify you really don't want him selling dope, but damn, I do need the money. And now you wonder why you can't get him to stop selling the dope, right? Or maybe you knew he was stealing or whatever, or maybe when he asked for money, you thought he was probably gonna go get high, but you ain't want to argue. So you gave him the money anyway, right? Just didn't want to argue with him, right? The shit we do. Because the supporters been knew we was going there, but the support don't change, right? It never comes to the point like, hey, man, we raised you to be this way, bro. We love you. We want the best for you. You are not only betraying your best interest, you betraying the best interest of our family. You got little brothers. You got siblings, little cousins who look up to you. You set an example for them. You undermining the integrity and the growth we trying to develop as a family, bro. Right?
So how can they connect back to the family? Because you saying they detached themselves.
They have detached themselves. So now they in the joint.
Right. So
now we talking about they locked up now.
Right.
They ain't attached to none of that shit no more because everybody gone. Ain't none of them people picking up the phone. Ain't none of them. Only one of them that with them is the ones that locked up with them, and they sitting around talking about how old them. Ain't none of the homeboys did nothing. In the same situation, right? Okay. This is how you detach, reattach them to the family. You make it clear. Listen, I not only tried to stop you, you didn't listen. You've been bringing dishonor to yourself. You've been bringing dishonor to our family. We're not doing that no more. I'm going to support you in this. But it's conditional, brother. You got to get yourself together. Whatever it is that got you not unable to see the beauty, the strength, the grace, the power, the magnificence that Allah gave you when you was created, we got to give you that back, right? And obviously, they talk to you, Dr. Jordan DeGrew, talk about post-traumatic slave syndrome. And she got all this data, scientific information to back this up. We know what it is, bro. You know like I know. And when I'm telling you, family, I was a murderer, bro. I needed to be in prison. Didn't want to be there. It took me years to recognize and accept, bro, you needed to be here, right? And it got to the point where I thanked Allah for being there. You know why? Because I felt much better knowing I was in there growing and preparing myself to come out and contribute to my community than knowing I had stayed out there, continued to prey on my community. Because that's what I was doing. I'm selling crack. I'm out here in a gang. Anybody can get it, right? I'm doing what the white man want me to do. Doing what my enemy want me to do. See, the awareness for me made me then, they say if you know better, you do better. If I knew better, I do better. Okay, once you know better, you must show better, right? Because if not, once you know, are you a house nigga now? Because that's the qualifying question. You know now with certainty because you got this awareness. You can't lie when you done did this study. You know? Can't lie to yourself no more when you did this study. Now, the family literally, while they in there, after they begin, because once I'm telling you, man, and you know it, they begin to learn. It's like a light bulb go on, right? Yeah. They gonna want to share it with them.
Yep.
And they gonna share information with you about our people you don't know nothing about. Encourage. And after encouraging, yeah, I'm glad you know that. Now what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do about it? Right? So I know you just broke all that shit down. I know you ain't come back out here selling dope for them white folks. You can't be. I know you ain't talking about coming back out here not taking care of your kids. And you just broke down how the white man used to make a stud for them, right? I know you can't be doing that, right? You make them eat that. Because this is the reality of the dudes in the streets. You know it. That ego. The criminal justice approach, they call it a super ego, eh?
Right.
And they try to say, the criminal ego, they super optimistic because they think they too self-determining. Their approach is to stamp that out of, nah, make them stand up to it. Stand up to that shit. Okay. You think you'd accept? Be exceptional. I do too. I agree you are an exceptional person. Show it. Show it. While they there.
Come on here.
Show it and come out here and contribute to our family and our community. We gonna make these sacrifices. We gonna send you this money that we really ain't got. But more money we gonna send is for books.
So what you basically saying is like invest into the intelligence.
In their very character. Bruh, you can't get around this fact, bruh. Anytime you see black men whose reach is only this big, bruh. Think about this, man. Science, all of humanity acknowledges that the black man is the original man, right?
Right.
So, we say,